I got a huge project in the works. Huge, my biggest yet, and I'm a little bit nervous. So this past summer, we were very blessed that we were able to buy a new camper, and it's gorgeous. Bought it for my wife. She works hard. She loves it. But the thing is now it's out in the weather every day. It's not covered. So we are going to build a structure for our new camper, and it's going to be big. And there's my helper today. Hey, so we're going to get this trailer. Jamie says that it's empty, except that it has one stump on it that he said, oh, just roll it off the back. I don't really know what that entails, but we're gonna go check it out and see what it's all about. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna get it out of here. I guess I'm gonna drive it around there. I'll have to back up and take a big wide turn to get out there. Here's the stump. So if you just want to push that stump off, we'll get that out of here and then take this tin off. So just get that stump out of there and we'll get this thing out of here.
Okay.
Okay.
Trust me, Jason really didn't have Stephanie move that stump. Now that he has Jamie's big boy trailer, it was now time to go to Lowe's and get his material.
So I got my first load of material from Lowe's, and you can see that she's squatting my truck a little bit. And I didn't even get the 6x6. I just got the 2x12s, 2x4s, and then a bunch of concrete. So I'm gonna unload this here, and I have to go back to Lowe's and get the 6x6. Anybody? Ray? Becca? Martha? Anybody?
Luckily, Jason found his daughter to help him unload the trailer. Man, I need to get me some kids just for situations like this.
All right, that was a good workout. I just carried about 1,600 pounds of concrete. Move that. We got the wood stacked. As you can see, my wonderful daughter came out to help me, so I didn't have to do it all by myself.
So after making another trip to Lowe's and back, Jason did actually find Martha to help him unload this time. Let's talk about the design real quick. Jason had me model this up in SketchUp to help give a better visualization of what the structure is going to look like. As you can see here, it's going to have a shed roof. With that, the tallest side is going to be 15'4" and the lowest side is going to be 12 feet. And it's going to be 36 foot long. So that should give him plenty of room for his camper and boat. The plan is to have trusses built for the roof, which is going to be metal.
Number one thing that we need to do now is we need to know where it's going to go, because once we build it, it's permanent. It ain't moving. So we need to make sure that's in the location that we want. It's going to be back here on the back side of our property, kind of away from the house a little bit. We got all this extra land, nice and flat. It's Sunday, Jones isn't here, so I got my beautiful wife on the camera. And also, I want her input on where this thing is gonna go, because I don't want to put it up and then her go, well, it's not where I wanted it, or something like that. So I need to make sure that as a family, as a team here, that we know exactly where it's gonna go, and it's gonna be permanent. So we're gonna go ahead and lay this thing out today and see how it goes. So the first thing that we need to take into consideration is our golf cart. So there's our garage where we keep the golf cart, and the kids always come through here and they go riding out the back here. So what we need to make sure is that we have enough room between the bank and the post, our first post, to get the golf cart through. Also, the lawnmower has to be able to get through there. Also, I want to make sure I have enough room here next to the fence to make sure, again, that we can get a golf cart and a lawnmower through. I don't want this thing to be so tight back here that we can't move around. But with that being said, I do want to hug it as close as I can to the bank. And also, as you can see, our power is right there. And if you can see way down there is our well. And both those lines, the water and the electric, run somewhere in here over to the house. So I need to make sure that we can kind of stay as far that way as possible, so that way we don't interfere with the water and the electric, because I don't even know where they're at exactly. That's going to be another step. The first thing what we're going to do is we're just going to find out our first post there, and then from there we'll lay it out going that way.
Should be simple enough, right? So Jason began to gather all the supplies he needed to lay out his structure.
I think that'll get us started. So let's head back out to where we're going to build the structure, and let's start laying this thing out. Where'd Stephanie go? Steph!
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. What are you doing?
He's got the crap jobs now. Where's my tape? Where's my stand?
She's such an awesome helper, isn't she?
Stephanie is an awesome helper, because laying this thing out by himself would have been a pretty tough task. Next, they began to find where the 4 corners would be. Then they laid out where all the posts were to go and marked everything with Jason's finest spray paint.
There's our structure. Got 4 posts here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 posts over there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like we were talking about, we were trying to get a right distance from the fence, but we were also trying to get a right distance from the bank. So we kind of split it a little bit, so you can see it doesn't run totally parallel to the bank, because if it did, it would be way too close to the fence. So we kind of split the difference a little bit, but I think that's gonna look good. Now, we've been here for almost 4 years, and I've always thought that this area was super flat, but as you can see, and by looking at it, it's not totally flat. So what we're gonna do next is, I got Jamie's laser, so we're gonna get that out and we're gonna shoot some grade just to see how bad it really is. Now, it's just the camper and the boat that are going in here, so it doesn't have to be dead flat, but again, I don't want it to be 8 inches higher on one side than the other. So if that's the case, I'm gonna have to dig it out either by hand or get a machine in here to dig it out a little bit. So we're gonna shoot grade to see how bad it really is, and then you know, we'll go from there. So Steph and I were just talking, and she brought up a good point, that she's thinking people are going to be like, why are you building it back here when your driveway is over there? And the reason being is that if we built it over there, it would be the first thing that people see when they pull into the house, and that's not what we want. So we're blessed to have a little bit of extra land back here, so we decided to build it back here. The reason that we can actually do it back here is for 3 things. One is that this is an old road. So underneath this little bit of mud and dirt, there's actually a hard surface underneath, which is great for the camper and for the structure. 2 is that we actually have an easement, a driveway area at the back there, so I can actually back the camper from there all the way back in here. 3 is that I have power right here also. So I can actually run its own designated 30 amp service so that the camper has its own power. Also, is the water line actually runs right through here too, like we were talking about. So in time, what I can do is I can actually dig down and tap into the water source and have its own water supply also. So that's great if we want family or friends to come over. It actually can have a full place to stay, electric, water. It'll be just like having a little apartment off the back of our house. So good point, Steph.
Is that ours?
No, it's not ours. I stole it from Jamie.
Oh, okay.
Check this bad boy out.
That looks pretty fancy.
It is.
You know how to use that thing?
Not a clue.
Oh.
I think you put this on these, on the stand here, and then you use this, and it beeps.
Okay.
I think Jason figured out how the laser level works, or he's doing a good job of acting like he did in this time lapse.
What did we say? It was like 1.5 inches deeper in the back than it is in the front. And I mean, there are a couple little low spots here, but I'm gonna bring gravel in here anyways. Once I get the posts up, I'm gonna have a couple loads of gravel brought in and dumped in, just so that I'm parking on some nice gravel, dry gravel, not wet dirt. I think we did a great job today. I think we got it laid out nice. I think it's a perfect location. We got our grade all set where we're not gonna have a problem. And then also what I did is, you can see, just like how we do foundations with the Perkins, is I put some extra pins out long from my posts, so that way when I rent a post hole digger or an auger to dig these holes, I can move the lines away, dig the holes, and then come back and put my strings back up, and then I know exactly where my posts are gonna go. So another thing that needs to get done, we need to get rid of all these trees. Well, not all of them, but as you can see, coming in, there's so many branches that hang over, and we just can't have that. I mean, obviously they're in the way, they're gonna scratch the crap out of the camper. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out my Husqvarna. So I'm gonna get out here and just start hacking around these trees and clear this place up a little bit.
I know that this needed to be done, but I also know Jason is always looking for an excuse to use this chainsaw.
Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah.
Saturday morning, Jonesy and I are out here, and we're gonna dig some today.
Dig?
So, yeah, we're gonna dig. So we got posts on this side.
Are you paying me as much as the Perkins?
More, buddy. Royalties. So we got 4 posts on this side. We got to dig down 3 feet.
Okay.
That's the good news, because this is nice and soft dirt, easy digging. Boom, 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 boom. Gonna be no problem at all. 3 feet, we're done.
Okay.
Now, bad news. This side is where the old road used to be. And so what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna dig some footings. 18 by 18 maybe 18 inches down.
Okay.
But it's hard digging, it's rock and stuff like that. So that's a good thing that's hard because I don't have to dig so far down. So I'm just gonna dig a little footing here, and then these posts are gonna sit on that.
All right. When are you going to tell me the other good news, which is I get to dig that side and you get to dig this side?
Yeah, you can dig that side, no problem. Okay, but,
Okay.
digging that side, we got a little bit of a problem. We got a water line to worry about. I don't know where it's at.
Okay.
And that's why I'm holding these.
All right.
So I got this old timer trick told me about a thing where you can take 2 copper pieces of wire and you can walk and it'll turn when it hits the water line.
Right.
Do you believe it?
No, I don't believe in it.
All right, well, hey, let's give it a whirl. Let's go, let's try it. So I'm just gonna hold them in my hands like this, nice and loose, and I'm just gonna walk where I think the water line is at. It runs somewhere from the back of the property there to the house, but I don't know exactly where. So let's just see what happens.
Okay.
Okay, so it started turning right here somewhere. Let's try it from this way. Started turning right here. So that's 2. So I did this yesterday, and so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna start digging. So I started digging my first hole, and look what I found. There's the water line, 2 feet down.
Dude, this is some kind of sorcery. Because here's the deal. You were telling me about this whole thing last week.
Yeah.
And it seems like a bunch of hocus pocus crap. So I looked it up, and people say it works, but nobody can explain why it works.
I don't know. It's something about the energy in the water and the copper.
I also read that it doesn't work, but truth is, I tried it myself, and you guys know that I'm the most skeptical person in the world, and it actually worked.
Yeah. So let's get digging.
Before we actually started to dig, Jason wanted to make sure one last time that he laid this thing out correctly. He also wanted to mark how big the holes would need to be, but somewhere along the way he stopped measuring for that. More on that later.
Well, good. We're gonna throw that tape out.
Jason was going to rent an auger, but the local machine rental place didn't have one available for us. I think Jason knew I needed to do some real physical work since I'm pretty fresh from still recovering from my broken heel. Thanks, Jason.
You know, if you look up friendship in the dictionary, it's got a picture of you on your knees digging a 3-foot hole for me. I appreciate you, bud.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll trade you though.
What?
I'll trade you holes.
No, I mean,
Dude, my hole sucks.
I'm good, man.
Yours is deep, but mine's freaking rock and hard.
Here's some wisdom from a 35-year-old skeptic. A hole is a hole. It doesn't matter how deep it is, it still sucks. The question is, do you have a friend willing to dig it with you? I just made that up.
It's like a natural brick paver.
Yeah, that thing is 75% ice, 25% dirt.
I think she's good right there.
No.
Throw a little concrete on there, you're good.
Well, if you gotta go that deep, you got a ways to go, bro. Dude, dog.
Dog, bro, guy, boy.
Remember when I said Jason quit marking out how wide the hole should be dug? Well, he conveniently started to do that on my side. So every hole except for the one that he already started digging to find the water line was marked out bigger.
If you didn't dig a 4-foot hole, you'd probably be done already.
Dude, if you didn't mark a 4-foot hole,
Well, it's paint. It flares out a little bit. Huh?
it flares out.
I know you guys are wondering, after that little scuffle, are me and Jason still friends? Oh yeah, we're still besties. Besides, that mistake would come back to bite him in the end.
Did you chisel this thing out?
I left my little,
Oh yeah, look at that.
yeah.
Little hand.
Let's say I left my fingerprint on that one. Boom, boom.
Hey, you know what would make this real easy?
What's that?
Dude, let's just take your chainsaw and just cut these things out. I mean, you said the blade's dull anyway, and you can't sharpen
You
it.
got me thinking now. Dude, Jamie would kill me if he saw me cut that with a chainsaw. Look at my brand new Husqvarna. I think I'm getting it, bro. I'm halfway, I'm 50%.
Yeah, I'm not. This is hole number 2 on our side, and we have the pipe yet again.
Yeah. Dude, what's crazy is my wife and I laid this thing out like 20 times.
Yeah.
And if we would have laid it out 3 inches that way, wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be able to do it. It's pretty crazy how it worked out.
The interesting thing is it looks like it's going to the corner of your deck, but you say it's going to the corner of your house, right?
Well, I mean, it comes in right underneath that window in the basement, so I don't know why. I don't know if maybe he kept it over here because he knew he was going to put that fence in.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to hit him with the post there. I don't know.
Jason will explain in a bit what it is that he's going to do about those water lines.
What's this drink you gave me, man?
Freaking sun drop, bro.
Sun drop?
Yeah, man.
What's this, knockoff Mountain Dew?
No, baby, that's old school right there. I used to drink that as a kid in Tennessee.
Oh. I didn't think they had soda when you were a kid.
No, we just drank Kool-Aid when the big Kool-Aid man came flying through the wall.
Yeah.
That's all we drank.
We were getting close to being done with all the digging. Well, at least Jason was on his side.
Bro, what are you doing?
My holes are done. I'm just waiting for you to finish up.
I mean, there's still one more hole here.
Yeah, but that's on your side.
Out of the kindness of Jason's heart, he decided to dig that last hole. And when I got done with mine, I started to gather up the mixer and some of the hoses to mix all the concrete.
Because of it freezing cold, and I'm not very good at draining my hoses, I got ice all up in my hoses. So Jonesy here is trying to work it. Show me what you're working with. He's trying to break up the ice
Got a little pea string
to get the water to come out so that we can get the water over to the mixer to mix all the concrete to pour our holes. Talking about holes, let's look at our holes. So we got them all dug. Got a couple issues, nothing too crazy. This last hole that I dug, there's some type of concrete in there. It's a big concrete pipe or post or something that's already in there, right where my post is gonna go. So unfortunately I can't go any deeper there, so I'm just gonna pour concrete to the top of that and call it a day. And then all the other holes are good. One other problem that we ran into, again, like we talked about, was this pipe. And talking to Eric, what he said is that I should wrap that pipe in some type of like foam so that it can expand and contract so that the concrete doesn't go around there and try to break that. So I'm gonna wrap that pipe and this pipe with some of that foam.
So we finished setting up for pouring all the footers, and then we restrung our lines just to make sure. I know there's a lot of double and triple checking going on, but Jason would rather be safe than sorry later on. This is the first time that we've really built any sort of structure outside of working with the Perkins.
Got rid of the twine that I was using, and Jones hooked me up with some nice orange string lines. So we strung our lines up, and I think they look great. So that post there, all the holes look great with our string line. Over here, I think they all look great. So I think at this point, what we can do is we can just go ahead and, again, like I said, we're gonna put a little bit of concrete in the bottom of these, let those settle up to put the post on, and we're just gonna pour these. I'll probably have to get more concrete, but we're gonna pour these up just below grade, and that's gonna be a nice footing for the high side to sit on. I got the Gorilla cart today, boy. This is Nana's cart. Look at this thing. What?
We need to check with Nana to use it.
No, didn't you learn it? It's always easier to ask for forgiveness than it is for permission. So just use it, and then when she yells at us, we just tell her we're sorry. It's cool.
I'm not getting yelled at by Nana.
So now it's time to start mixing up the concrete. We put around 4 bags in each hole on the left side. I ended up driving the cart because if Nana was going to be upset with anybody, it might as well be me. At least I can leave. Plus, I figured it would give me experience in backing up a trailer.
Hey, you know what's weird?
What's that?
These 2 bags of concrete weigh more than me.
You weigh less than 160 pounds?
Yeah.
Bro, you need to eat cheeseburgers.
Dude, I eat cheeseburgers all the time.
I know, I've seen you eat. It's like, it just goes right through you. I eat like a salad, I gain 4 pounds.
You don't eat salad. Come on. We all know that's a lie. You hate
like
vegetables.
You eat like a 20-piece from Bojangles and like it's nothing.
Bojangles. It was getting close to lunchtime, but we wanted to finish pouring all this concrete first. Nana was making us some sandwiches. Even better than Bojangles.
Well, I got something on my face.
It's in your ear, bro.
Is it really?
Not that one.
Things freaking shooting out at me.
So we almost got one side done. Now the plan for the other side is to put just enough concrete in the bottom for the posts to sit on. And then once the posts are in, Jason's going to pour concrete around them.
When are you gonna start freestyling?
Got a pretty good beat. So Tracy at the hardware store did ask me about, I guess this new trend now on YouTube is dancing carpenters. Have you seen this yet?
No.
No, she wants to know when we're gonna start dancing. I said the day you see Jones dancing on YouTube, it's the day, I don't know what's gonna happen, dude, I don't know.
So we finished all that up and went inside to warm up and have Nana's delicious lunch that she made for us. And then this is when I actually took the time to draw the structure in SketchUp.
There she is.
There it is.
We built it.
I wish it was that easy.
We just sketched it up.
But it's out here and it's where it goes. Can you zoom out?
No, we can step out.
Watch out for the tree.
I don't mind that it's on top of the mixer. I don't know how to move it. How do I move it up and down? Ooh, ooh, ooh. X, Y. Y.
You don't know what you're doing.
No, I don't.
It's pretty sad. I'm filming a film of a film.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh gosh. What are you playing, a video game now? What is that?
It just disappeared.
All right, I think we're done for today. Well, we had a fantastic day today out here digging some holes. Thank God Jonesy came over because I would have never been able to do that by myself. So I appreciate that.
No problem.
So hey, that's gonna be it for today. Stay tuned for the next episode where we're going to put some gravel down, put some trusses up, and get crazy with this thing.
We should probably put posts up first.
Oh yeah, we forgot we gotta put the post up too. Next, I gotta do that. I forgot about the post.